Hey guys, it's Breezy, and welcome to a brand new series. Today we are diving into Asylum. This is a first-person horror adventure game where we have to uncover mysteries, solve puzzles, and I'm pretty sure get out in one piece. Here we go! Memories and possibilities are even more hideous than realities. Herbert West, 1922.
There I was, after all those years, at the threshold of a nightmarish place. I never thought I'd have the courage to return.
Asylum. Asylum.
While I had been toying with the idea for a while, that day I had woken up with a peculiar urge to return to Hanwell Mental Institute.
Okay. Oh, who is this lady? Very cinematic intro. Yeah? Just taking a cruise. Okay.
Of course, there was a strong reason to come here, but the circumstances that led me back to the Institute were oddly dreamlike. As if I wasn't in control of my own actions.
You don't say. She doesn't look that well. She doesn't look well. Okay.
Why was I doing this?
Man.
I needed to know what this place had done to me. The meaning behind those bizarre visions.
Yeah.
I'd rather face the direful truth than live in blissful oblivion.
Yeah, that's a good quote. I like it. They need to do something about these weeds. There's probably snakes in here. Lots of snakes. We are here. Oh, this is interesting. A gloomy forest bordered the grounds of the Institute, creating a pronounced sense of isolation. This is one of those games. Oh, this reminds me of that one game where you play in a hotel and you have to like hide from the guy, but you're trying to figure out like how the kids died, people died, got murdered there. I've actually never played that game. But it's terrifying, and I watched somebody play it. There was sort of a natural calm surrounding the area. It wasn't helping. Okay, this is one of these. And then escape to open our book. Record book. March 23rd, 2025. Oh, that's cool. Interviews, achievements. Okay. So we're almost like a detective in an own way. As I grabbed my notepad, I was struck by a sense of confidence I hadn't expected. I felt ready to tackle the mysteries inside that loomed this structure. I could have raced down the desolate mountain without ever looking back, but then those visions would have kept haunting me. The vast structure sure looked intimidating, but it'd been a long drive to get here. I decided to strengthen my nerves and investigate. It had been a fairly pleasant drive, all things considered. The car had endured the sinus path towards Hanwell without a hitch. Tempting, but I had to try and get the grip on myself. I had arrived at Blackwell Manor oops, wrong name. Okay. Here we go. That's not abandoned. 8 p.m. Hello? What are you doing here? It's supposed to be abandoned, lady.
Welcome to the Hanwell Mental Institute. What can I do for you?
I wasn't expecting to find anyone here.
Oh? And why is that?
Because it's supposed to be abandoned?
This is gonna sound a bit strange, but I thought this building was abandoned.
As you can see, that's no longer the case. My name is Julia, and I'm the receptionist for the Institute. Why are you here?
So you were the receptionist here?
Yes, this is my first night. The Institute is operating with minimal staff until renovations are complete.
Do you cover a position other than receptionist? I feel this place needs a lot of staff.
Not at the moment. I'm just waiting on people to show up at the door and helping them whenever needed.
Okay.
Sounds like you're doing a good job.
Perhaps. There's not much I can do at the moment.
I see how the position could be a bit tedious. At least until there's more people arriving.
Right.
This is an awkward situation. I was hoping to take a look around the Institute.
Just look at people.
But you thought it was abandoned.
Yep.
Indeed, and that's why I thought nobody would mind.
We certainly do mind. This is private property, you know. Hanwell Mental Institute was never abandoned, just closed to the public until recently.
Sounds like abandoned.
And still, deserted or not, it's not like just anyone can walk inside. You do realize that.
I just did walk
This caught
inside.
me completely by surprise. I'm not sure what to say.
Well, you can start by explaining yourself. Why did you come here?
Well, I thought it was abandoned.
The last thing I expected was to find people here tonight.
Yeah.
I assumed the Institute had shut down indefinitely.
Not indefinitely. It's true that it ceased to operate for a number of years, but we're in the process of reopening it now. While not in the most pristine of conditions, which should be
It's
evident
not
if you
pristine
look
at
around,
all.
the structure is still robust and usable, but there's a lot of work to do.
I must say its general state is indeed rough.
Rough.
But I can see how with some cleanup, intensive cleanup, you could get this place up and running again.
Also, other mental hospitals in the region are growing overcrowded, which has prompted state authorities to reuse this place.
I see.
Why are other hospitals so overcrowded?
I can't say. Maybe it's the times we're living in. Don't you feel somewhat overwhelmed by everything that's going on in the world?
Yeah.
I often do.
Yep.
Guess some people are less prepared to cope with all that and, need help.
I see your point.
Still, that doesn't mean I can allow a complete stranger in.
Well, let me tell you about myself. My name is Greg.
This isn't my first time here, you know.
Oh, you used to work here?
Yes.
Well,
No.
I'm very much acquainted with this institute.
You should have said so in the first place. I still don't understand why you came all the way up here in the evening.
There's something from those old days that I need to find.
I just gotta get my
Quite
fix of
urgently.
this place, lady. You don't
It's a
understand.
health issue.
You sound serious.
Very.
Very much so.
And you're looking for...
Documents mostly. Maybe some
yeah.
notes. There's a matter of great importance that I need to understand.
Well, it's a highly unusual situation, but it's not like you can cause much trouble.
Exactly.
And if you do, I'll have the security guard have a not-so-friendly
Let
talk
me
with you.
in. I'm friendly.
Understood.
Let's talk rules then.
Rules.
First, you're fully responsible for your own safety.
Yes.
I accept all the risks.
You must also leave before dawn. The construction workers are arriving early and will turn the place upside down.
Okay. Yeah.
And please, steer clear of the upper floors. There's dangerous equipment up there.
Upper
Do we
floors.
have an agreement?
Yes, we do. Thank you so much, Julia. This means a lot.
You got a
Very
deal.
Go ahead. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Me too.
Thanks.
Something tells me this is my last chance before the Institute as I knew it.
It's going to be a whole different place in the morning,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
That's for sure. All right. So I can talk about other things by a task, remembering my past.
I'm done for now.
I'm done talking to Julia for right now, because that's a lot of talking. This seems like it's going to be one of those games where it may be a little bit slower, but it's kind of hopefully worth the wait, I hope. An old but elegant grandfather clock, which unfortunately was no longer working. And I also think it's just going to be a lot of talking and yip-yapping for me. There was a series of uninteresting magazines on the table. Dated too. Okay. Can we look at this? Alright, opening of West, 1878. Alright, what a great photo that is. Nice. Are you deformed or crippled? I don't know what his conditions were. Reasons for admission from 1864 to 1889. Not sure if this is accurate. Kicked in the head by a horse. Wow. Ill treatment by husband, imaginary female trouble, hysteria, moral life, imprisonment, jealousy and religion, laziness, marriage of son, masturbation and syphilis, masturbation for 30 years. Whoa. Medicine to prevent conception, menstrual derange, mental excitement, novel reading, nymphomania, opium habit, overaction of the mind, overstudy of religion, overtaxing mental powers, parents were cousins, periodical fits, tobacco and masturbation, political excitement, politics, religious enthusiasm, fever and loss of lawsuit, liking mist, asthma, bad company, bad habits and political excitement, bad whiskey, bloody flux, brain fever, business fevers, carbonic acid gas, congestion of brain, death of sons in war, decoyed into the army, deranged masturbation. That's crazy. Hold on, we're not done yet. I'm still reading. Dissolute habits, domestic affliction, domestic trouble, dropsy, egotism, epileptic fits, excessive sexual abuse, excitement of as officer, exposure and hereditary exposure and quackery, exposure in army, fever and jealousy, fighting fire, suppressed masturbation, suppressed menses, the war, time of life, uterine derangement, venereal excesses, vicious vices, woman troubles, superstition, abusive walkthroughs, smallpox, snuff eating for 2 years, spinal irritation, gathering in the head, greetings, grief, gunshot wound, hard study, rumor of husband murder, Salvation Army, scarlatina, seduction, disappointment, self-abuse, sexual abuse, and stimulants, sexual derangement, false confinement, feeblings, and intellect fell from horse and war, female disease. These are actually insane. And I would, honestly, I bet you that this is pretty accurate if I had to guess. Not going to lie, because that is just insane. Okay, so I don't know why we can look at this. I don't know if this is like a code thing. I see 30 is bold and 2 years is bold, so maybe 302 could be a number for something. But it sounds like a lot of people were in this hospital. If those were the requirements and whatnot, yeah, that's whack. It is real whack. I didn't come to the Institute to sit down and read gossip magazines. What do you think I just read? Alright, I began to remember the layout of the building. This was an administrative area with offices for a few staff key members. The vast and lonely ocean extended as far as the eye could see. Press the middle button to zoom in. Yep. Very vast. Janitor closet. It was too dark in the closet to see anything. Okay, well. Oh, nice. We got a light. We got a lot of stuff in here. Just a bunch of meaningless notes left for the poor janitor. There was nothing of importance in here. I had the impression that if it worked, the radio would only play pre-war transmissions. There was probably multiple bug species crawling on that blanket. Judging by that smell, it had been a while since anyone had emptied that trash. Several liquids that were of no use to me, some of them dangerous. What's this? Classical gold. Should I not take that? One violin Alright, well, I guess that's all there is to look at in here. I don't know. I feel like they have the chance to do probably one of the most insane jump scares with these slow door openings, you know? The dimly lit office belonged to Dr. Ann Erschbacher, a stern and cold psychologist who I remembered from my stay at the Institute. I was surprised to find the room unlocked. What is spacebar? What is spacebar? Well, too bad. Alright, sophisticated choice for this room. What could have it meant to the owner? I don't know. Those drawers seem to be jammed. Alright, well unjam them. That's what we're here to do. Okay. The statue is fairly heavy. Okay. That's cool, I guess. Some important items are collected in your record book. Press escape to read them. What important items? Interviews. Okay. Important items. Would it be achievements? Okay. The door was shut tight. I wonder if there would be anything of interest inside. I wonder if this is that 302 one. It would take me hours to force this lock. I had to find the combination. Okay. Yep. Oh, and there's one here too. Oh, this one was 000. Well, let's try and see if the guy was a simple man and he did 000. Oh, it was 00. Okay. What's this? I wonder what it was used for. I don't even know. What am I looking at? It looks like a secret door. That's what it looks like. Press it. Press it. What is happening to these people? Yeah. This pile of documents about workers at the Institute. Oh, gosh. Ooh. Looks like we got some hard reading. When I first arrived at the Institute, I wasn't sure what to expect. Though it's well located and its facilities are modern and effective, the horse and buggy mentality of the staff and approach to medicine are appalling. It's been a few weeks already since I got here, and I know for certain that I won't get along with Ellis. I can appreciate Dr. Hanwell's perspective and his need to take a firm hand in everyday activities at the Institute. I know too well what it means to deal with these sick, mindless individuals, but Ellis is altogether different matter. His attitude is borderline brutish and dates back to a Bugany-era barbaric practices. I can't understand how this character has attained so much rank and power at the Institute. Wish I could understand what Hanwell saw in him. In spite of the general adverse environment, I'm anxious to start testing my theories with a number of patients. Fortunately, the staff seem to respect my background and extensive studies. They almost seem intimidated by them. Even Ellis treats me differently with a kind of silent doubt, as if he didn't know what to expect. And I've seen how he treats women in the Institute. Guess I must be some sort of puzzle to him. So look forward to keeping my notes and observations in this journal. I'll be working with a particularly diverse group, with some of its members exhibiting extreme and promising pathologies. Rebecca is by far the most intriguing subject. This woman has been a schizophrenic from a young age, exhibiting a rambling and erratic personality. No family, no social life to speak of. She used to live in the suburbs where she roamed aimlessly in the streets, your typical town loony. Last year, she was viciously raped by 2 thugs, then left heavily beaten and bruised in a damp alley. It's a miracle she's still alive. It's a miracle. Wow. Anyone cared enough to save her. Sadly, she became pregnant after the attack, which sent her psyche into an even darker downward spiral. Her mind is a nadir now. She thinks she's carrying the spawn of the devil and has repeatedly attempted to perform an abortion, a fringe case by any measure, the sort of patient that would have been received unabashed shock treatment in any other institution, and the perfect subject to test newer, less invasive approaches to mind healing. Our first group therapy session will begin tomorrow with about half a dozen patients, or so I've been told. I'm going to focus on one particular group for now, and I believe Hanwell himself will be present for the first sessions. Nothing of the sort has been attempted in this place, and I'm excited to take first steps into a brighter, new age for psychology. Wow. Alright, so that's what we're kind of dealing with here. Oh, interesting. The cassette player owned by Dr. Irschbacher possibly meant she could have used to record her thoughts or sessions. Right-click to show an item you're carrying. Okay, so it looks like we need maybe a tape. Unless I had a cassette with me. Okay, I gotcha, I gotcha. I gotcha. I get what you're saying. Alright. Clinical psychology, great. Our special library was respectful and well preserved. Alright. I feel like we discovered a lot in here. I would like to know what this code was, though. Oh, man. That one took me out. A through F. Where would we find that? I just don't know where we would find that. You know? So we need a cassette tape. A whole lot we need here. Let's explore the other rooms and maybe we'll come back and look some more. Oh, that one's a weird one. Very weird. Okay, down the hall we go. Archives. Ooh, yeah. Whoa, this place has been ran through. Many rows of boxes, presumably filled with administrative papers, adorn with the east wall. The writing diagrams seem to indicate the location of speakers across the section of the first floor. Okay. Alright. It didn't deserve my attention. Okay, my bad. No, it was impossible to pull it out. I figured the letter opener would come in handy. Yeah, sure it does. Alright. Looks like there's some pages that have been ripped. Register of patients who had forever become part of Hanwell's Mental Institute. What is our name? I know I joked around and said Greg. I don't think it is. Bringing a match to this room was out of the question. The safe may have stored valuable stuff once, but all that remained was meaningless. Alright. Well. All those doctors seem to have graduated from the same university. That is actually kind of crazy. Oh, okay. The wallpaper was falling apart, giving way to the moistened plaster. Hanwell Mental Institute. Ooh. I didn't even read that. Let's try that again. For decades, the Hanwell Mental Institute housed patients of many ages with varying degrees of mental illness. Feeble-minded men and women not fit for living independently in society were admitted and received excellent nursing care. With a hygienic environment, magnificent facilities, and well-qualified personnel, the Institute strived to attend to all their needs. The four-story building was constructed atop a cliff amidst a leafy and calm forest with the goal of housing over 300 patients. This particular location ensured maximum security, access was severely restricted, and patient attempting to leave would have to descend a rocky and winding path down to the base of the high mountain, thwarting any attempt to escape the facilities. Every day, patients could spend their time in the vast courtyard, library, or game room and take part in their leisure activities. The most capable ones were periodically selected to help with daily duties such as laundry, cooking, administrative tasks such as groups were assembled and assigned to therapists according to the cognitive capabilities of their members. Engaging each individual in diverse approaches to therapy, these included standard rehabilitation, hydrotherapy, group therapy, and for the most difficult cases, more stringent methods. Oh, so what were they doing to these really bad boys? Lots of classic music going on. Oh, what is this? Hey, I need to read that. Please be more mindful of the vinyl records. Their covers are scattered all over this section and they're getting damaged. We can't let patients play with them. Although I see members of the staff being careless with them, it's a shame and disgrace to all the hard work our nurses do to keep this place running smoothly. Yeah, I've seen it in the janitor's closet, people's rooms. It does not look good. Books. Okay. I'm not sure what we would need out of that, but if we do. The blackboards seem to have been used and overused through countless years. It brought me memories of school and how much I had loved studying. Alright. I don't know if you guys have picked up on this game and how it's going to be. It's going to be a lot of reading, and so you may see me butcher a lot of words. That's all you need to know. Glasses.
Jinkies, my glasses.
All right. June 6th.
Please. All right. This is not in my head. People are mean here. I need to leave.
Interesting. So we're going to be getting some flashbacks here. Visitors would sit here to speak with their relatives or loved ones. Ah, such a desolate sight now was heartbreaking. Okay. Wow. All right. Last room. Oh. Out of service. I wasn't planning on going anyways. Yeah, this is gross. The men's room. Evidently, what intrigued me was the woman's room was nowhere in the vicinity. I think it's pretty smart. Yet another example of sad state of despair of this place. There was nothing I could or should do with that trash. Okay, you know what? You don't have to flame me here. Why make it clickable if you don't want it to be clicked? A thick veil of grime covered the window, and it was a shame. I would have used a glimpse of the outside. Is that outside? It doesn't really look outside. Okay. So we went through every room. Besides this way. Oh, Lord. This place is massive. And then over here we have the female library, cafeteria, game room, shed, therapy room, laundry, kitchen. Then we have a second floor. The size of the building had always felt intimidating, but looking at this map made me realize just how monstrously vast it was. Yeah, it sure is vast. Sure do be. Library, female infirmary. Frustratingly, this door wouldn't open. Shame, I could have used some fresh air. Yeah, me too. Do we have access to go this way yet? This door seemed to be stuck. Try as I might, I couldn't get it open. Oh, that doesn't look good. The door was shut tight. Cool. No hospital would be complete without a good old-fashioned corkboard. Wow. This is me sprinting down the hallway, just so you guys know. Library and female infirmary. I can read. I didn't have to click on the sign. I thought you would have given me something else. Like a memory. Oh, what happened here? Okay. The door seemed to be latched from the other side. Okay. Yep. So, what do we have? We have more information. Maybe we can go talk to... What was it? Jessica? Is that her name? Was it Jessica? Jesse? And then you have the upstairs, which we can't go upstairs. Yeah, I think we need to sit and just yap a little bit with Homegirl. Well, that's an interesting photo. Alright. Do we have a lot of things we can talk to you about?
One more thing, Julia.
Julia! Wow. Topics. Kirkbride architecture. Letter opener.
Julia, do you know of a therapist named Anne Ebers-Baker?
No, I'm sorry. She used to work here?
I believe so, yes.
In that case, I've no idea. As far as I understand, they're only hiring new people.
Ah.
I'm sure there's something of great importance inside a drawer, but unfortunately
A drawer.
it's locked.
Should you be opening that drawer?
It's just a random drawer.
Draw.
It's probably locked for a reason.
You know, that's a great point. My memories of this place are hazier than I thought.
It's likely its current state of disarray. I also find it disconcerting at times. The darkness and stillness of the night doesn't help either.
That's very true. Look, I found this lying around.
That looks dangerous.
It's just a letter opener.
Just letter opener.
You've heard of tetanus, right? It can kill you.
You're not wrong.
Isn't that like a very old disease?
This is a very
Somewhat.
old place.
It has been declining since the 40s, but not everyone has been vaccinated. Are you?
I can't remember.
Of course you can.
Well, make sure you don't cut yourself with that thing.
You know, I didn't have the best of experiences at the Hanwell Mental Institute.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. As I told you, I'm not familiar with those days. My understanding is that things were rough. But I can assure that all current staff members are new and everyone is eager to get this place up and running again.
Julia, your enthusiasm is commendable, considering the state of this place.
Yeah.
I like to think positive.
Part of the reason why I came back,
It sounds as if you didn't enjoy working here.
well,
Hold on. Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously?
Nightmares.
it's been bothering me for weeks.
Yes.
I hope you find what you're...
What do you know about the Kirkbride architecture?
Phew, that's a loaded topic. It's the structure of this very same building.
Yes, I assumed as much.
Yeah.
But I know it became dated and impractical, and a big part of the upcoming renovations beginning tomorrow is to turn this old design into a more flexible layout.
Sounds ambitious.
I hear they're going to tear the place apart.
I mean, we pretty much unlock Urshbasher's drawer. I mean, maybe I could just...
I'm done for now.
I'm done. I'm done with you, Julia. Okay, so I say we go and we try to open up the drawer with this little letter opener. I don't know, maybe we can do a little, you know? Wait. Yeah, this combination, I don't know where we'd get that. I genuinely don't know where we would get that. And this is a tape. Yeah, it's a tape. And then this button over here, like, come on. You're telling me press the freaking button, you know? Seem to be jammed. Well, okay. Where would we find this code? A through F. Nothing in here. Nothing in here. Nothing in here. Ah. Oh, here we go. We got some reading. The recovery rate at the Institute was high, thanks to advanced treatment and novel group therapy techniques pioneered by the universally acclaimed psychologist Dr. Ann Ershbacher. Even patients with extreme mental disorders showed meaningful progress under her care and went on to enjoy full lives within the walls of the Institute. Many others returned to their families in time, ready to face new challenges and experiences in their improved conditions. Dr. Ershbacher organized and directed group therapy sessions for patients who had a chance of recovering or demonstrated an ability to reason. She even took part in many of those sessions herself, investing an unusual amount of effort into her patient's progress. Colleagues remember her soft, caressing voice had a magical effect, soothing everyone around her. Her dedication was initially perceived by the rest of the staff as a mark of passion and the truism, but it's time that apparent her interest was purely medical. Although Dr. Hirschbacher was generally moral and an honorable person, she was in fact wholly uninterested in the patients themselves and was focused rather on the improvement of science. It was by pure chance that her patients improved in return. And years later, Dr. Hirschbacher demeanor became cold and calculating. She began to neglect herself, always showing up to work untidy and excluding a somber mood. Rumors she made a startling discovery abound to this day. Why is... I think I'm tripping. Okay, that's fine. I thought that there was letters that were circled, but they're not. No books for me to read? Okay. Nope. Like, what do we have? Visiting room. My research. Oh, so that just pulls up. Well, that's cool that it just pulls that up. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Detective brain. We gotta think. Where would this combination be? I feel like I'm just walking around and just looking for absolutely everything at this point, and I don't know. What? The garbage bag comes rather than new paper. It needs to be fulfilled. Right click to show an item you're carrying. What? Doctors and soul enter spirituality. Okay, well that has to be important. Doctor and soul spirituality. You guys are really using my brain. Was there a book in here on that? Where were the books at? I don't remember. They were in a different room. Doctor and something spirituality. I think it was down the hall. Archives? No. Okay. Spirituality, spirituality. Spirituality. Let me read that. So... Where's my trash? My... Okay, great. I just have to remember it. Something in spirituality. Something in spirituality. Self and others. Huh? We're getting close. So it could be... Okay. We're just gonna write down all these numbers and try them. It has to be a 3-digit code. Attachment relations, 101, 143, 163, 201, 232, 276, and 321. We're just gonna try every single one until we get it right. Julia, do you have anything to say about this before I go in there? Are you my tip, my helper, my help?
Hi, Julia.
I forgot to ask you something. It's about the note in the janitor's closet.
No, I found the most strange note in the trash.
Are you picking up random trash?
Yes.
What? No. I just happened to see the paper in a bag.
Okay, I'll bite. What's on the paper?
It looks like notes for chapters in a book. Very abbreviated.
Well, there are many books in the meeting room.
You're right.
I am right.
I might go and take another look.
Oh. Okay. So
That's
I
all for now.
already looked at that. But like, where is my like my items? Like, do I have to go all the way back? Oh, credits. Whoa, whoa. That's cool, I guess. Alright, well... Oh, the game is frozen. I'm frozen. I'm frozen. We loaded, like, right back up here. I'm just gonna take one more look at that trash. Doctor and Soul, enter spirituality. Doctor and Soul, enter spirituality. I mean, that's enter spirituality, intermediate. I don't know. We have all these codes. We're gonna go through every single one of them. It's fine. This is how you do it. All right, let's start off with Lucky 101. Nope. 143. All right, 163. Ah! Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, let's go listen to this tapey tape.
Earlier this morning, I used foul language in reprimanding a clumsy nurse who forgot to lock the door to the female wing. Truly offensive, dirty words. I don't recall ever doing that before. I've clearly been under a lot of stress lately. My worst fear is becoming another Alice, so I need to remain level-headed and focused. It's this place. There's a general feeling of unease in the Institute, and those unsettling rumors don't help. But the main reason for my jumpy state has to be the baffling regression in Group E. It's disconcerting and worrying. I'm giving Alice too many reasons to use shock treatment on these patients and take all of us decades back in time. Alice Hawthorne, the backwards time traveler. That fucking bastard. Ah, there you go. I did it again. Of all the cases, Rebecca is obviously the most puzzling one. She's having nightmares about her attackers again. After a month of not uttering a word about the incident. And she's also becoming increasingly violent. I fear she will seriously harm herself. Yesterday, Alice found her viciously scratching her stomach. So much she left flesh wounds. She should be giving birth sometime in July. That's 3 weeks from now. Certainly this fact could be the explanation for her regression, if it wasn't for the rest of them.
Oof. Okay, I mean, we just learned a lot. Now that I have that information, will Julia let me... Will she give me the keys? 9 p.m. Oh my gosh.
Julia, it's Bruno. Our adorable high-risk patient has escaped again. No idea how he does that. Please call someone. I need assistance immediately. I'm outside the cafeteria.
Patient... And she's not there. Okay, that's fine. Where was the cafeteria? Cafeteria. So if we go here and we go there, maybe we can get in.
Hold on.
Hey,
Who the hell are you?
new guy.
I'm just looking around.
You what? Does this look like a shopping mall to you?
I spoke with Julia and she gave me permission. You don't need to worry about me.
This place. It's unbelievable. Am I the only one taking my job seriously?
Well,
Look, it doesn't matter. I have enough on my plate with this patient on the loose. Just be on your way.
Patient on the loose?
Yeah, I managed to lock him inside the cafeteria. See for yourself.
Oh.
I see what you mean. That guy seems dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Dangerous? He's a flaming demon. He's tearing down the whole place. At this rate, there won't be a cafeteria in the morning.
You do seem busy, but can I ask some questions anyway?
Sure, whatever. The name's Bruno.
Bruno. Alright, let's ask some questions. Okay. People. Bruno. Tell me about yourself,
Tell
Bruno.
me about you, Bruno.
I'm just what you see. Nothing more.
Okay.
I see a troubled man in front of me with an attitude problem.
Ha ha, so funny. Let me know how you feel after you spend a few more hours in this place.
Dang, why am I coming for the guy? Who's the madman on the loose?
So, a madman on the loose.
Yes, we're having a bit of trouble with this especially rowdy patient. It's the second time today that he's escaped. In my defense, the high-risk section needs a lot of maintenance. Low risk is in somewhat better shape, sans the atmosphere of impending doom. But high risk needs some intensive work, pronto.
That doesn't inspire much confidence, though.
Welcome to my world. Be thankful there's only one high-risk patient admitted at the moment.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Do you group E?
Does the term Group E ring a bell, Bruno?
Nah, is that a therapy group?
I believe so, yes. I'm trying to find more information about it.
The archived documents in this place are a complete mess, so good luck with that.
But why is that? Why is everything here in such a state of disarray?
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, except that it was well before my time here. That's past history now.
Okay. Past history.
I wish you could give me more info about it.
You are giving me a headache.
I am asking a lot of questions. I apologize. Do you know what therapy
Do you know
room
where the
is?
therapy room is?
Yes. It's on the other side of this floor.
Great. And how can I get there?
You can't with Samson back here trashing the whole cafeteria. It's the only way to reach the back corridor of this floor.
You mean the cafeteria is the only way to the therapy room?
Yeah. Well, the library also connects both sides of the building, but the last time I checked, it was locked.
Well, do we know where the key is, Mr. Bruno?
All right. I'll be going.
Hey, wait. You seem like a decent sport. Or at least a harmless one.
You're changing
I
up
have a
on
favor to
me.
ask of you.
Sure.
What do you want,
Can
McDonald's?
you go fetch my baton? I left it in my office when I went running to pursue our friend the Tasmanian Devil here.
Okay, I guess. Where is that?
You need to go all the way through the infirmary, then down the stairway. My office is in a lower corridor they used to call the Tunnel of the Damned.
Good grief.
Nah, the name is more intimidating than it sounds.
It better be.
Just please go, ASAP. I need that baton.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Yeah, sure.
I'll be on my way.
Through the infirmary. Ah, new location unlocked. Even when it was clean and orderly so many years ago, the infirmary had never been a cozy place. The malfunctioning fluorescent lights hurt my eyes as I made my way. Oh, that kind of looks like the lady we saw. Alright. Great. Most windows in the areas with patients had some manner of protection. The radiators weren't working. Oh, great. Looked like some kind of organ. I had no idea which one. Ooh. Ooh, can we put those back in the sleeves? Is that like a... Is that like what we do? Apparently some patients had already been transferred, even before the reopening. This particular cell was quieter than the others. The showers were covered with icky mold and grime. What is that? A little teddy bear? Guess somebody didn't like his teddy bear. Hey! I gotta go! You can stay in there. I don't know how you got out. Hee. Down the stairs, you said. Okay, wow. This game got pretty spooky. Is this the Tunnel of the Damned? Upon entering this corridor, I could see why I'd been nicknamed Tunnel of the Damned. Didn't recall ever being down there, and I was thankful for that. We got old scribblings. Okay, a whistle. Very interesting here. Bruno's office felt just like any other cell, the difference being, of course, that he could leave whenever he pleased. On first thought, it was a relief that at least something in this place actually worked properly. Yeah. Yeah, so like, how do I get in there? Wasn't letting me do it. Alright. Wonder what the story was behind that quaint music box. Ooh! Keys are definitely useful. Wouldn't open, but there was probably nothing of much interest. Okay. There's some random notes hanging on the corkboard, old, forgotten memories. A variety of pulp, paperbacks, and some old newspapers. Here we go. Music again. Music again! Whoa. That blasted tune echoing in the corridor gets on my nerves, as if all that bizarre noises in this horrible place weren't enough. But it's the only way to keep him calm. I'll take the creepy children's nursery music over his maniac pounding any day. Good thing I brought my own food. They said provisions would be available for us during this phase, but I swear they're trying to poison us. I'd pick one of the abominations in those jars from the museum over that canned stuff they sent us. Or maybe not. I'm bored. I don't know who's supervising this construction work, but there's no way the place will be in safe condition to bring in more patients anytime soon. Certainly not tonight, if you ask me, and no one will. Ha! I'm a nobody. This whole thing is way too rushed. You don't need to bring in a dangerous psychopath to test the security of the facility. Just being here for 5 minutes will tell you that all you need to know. I'm beginning to regret signing up for this. There's a foul stench coming from that massive metal door at the end of the corridor. I think it leads to the storage room in the basement. I can only imagine the source of that smell. Can't seem to open the door, though. It won't budge. Think it's mechanical. And that electrical sound behind doesn't inspire confidence either. Evening, somewhat. That's it. I'm taking that cursed musical box away. Can't stand it anymore. I don't care how much he enjoys music. Eventually he'll bang his own brains into oblivion. Gonna be organized for whatever it's worth. And no accurate times for my next entries. 6 p.m. The lighting in the godforsaken place is failing, giving me a headache with all the constant flickering. It's worse than the horrible smell at the end of the corridors, but at least the smell doesn't hurt. Hope the construction workers arrive on time. 7 p.m. Stupid me. Couldn't help myself and tried opening that door. Zap. Electric shock. Way to go, genius. I should have trusted my instinct next time. With all that stinking humidity down here, I can only assume the moisture has caused a whirling malfunction. One thing's for sure. I am not getting anywhere beyond this corridor. 8 p.m. 2 keys seem to be missing. One is for a locked office of a certain Hawthorne, the other is for the office of the previous director of the Institute, Hanwell himself. That Dr. Miller guy asked me to keep those keys again. Sure, Your Highness, Dr. Miller. Let me spend the whole night searching for those keys for you. I'm not your damn assistant. Although that patient roaming the building, Leo is it? There's something odd about him. I don't trust that guy. Should have word with him when I get the chance. I took Bruno's baton with me as he requested. Alright. I wonder what the story was behind that quaint music box. I don't think it's a good idea. Really? I can put the keys back? That's strange. Yeah, let's please go through the, let's get through this. I'm sprinting here.
Well, you brought my baton. Someone who's actually helpful in this godforsaken chunk of concrete.
Yeah.
Don't mention it. It was easy to find with your directions.
Yellow record?
Want to hear this selection, Bruno?
Not interested.
Oh, that's just things that we have. Yeah, I don't think I should talk to him about
I'll be going.
the keys. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I should be talking about that. Okay, well...
Hey! Whoa, where do you think you're going with that key ring?
Sorry, I thought I had to bring you that too.
No, you shouldn't touch those keys. Please give them back.
Yes, of course. Hello again. I'll be going.
No, so did I just lose my chance of, like... Man, maybe I should have put them back. The door seemed to be latched from the other side. So... Okay, what if we played some music? We now have music, right? I think it was over here. Is it in this room? No, it was not this room. Was it this room? So now that we're playing music, I wonder if he'll chill out and maybe he'll give me the keys.
Hi again, Bruno.
Hey, Bruno.
I'm done for now. Bye.
He didn't even say one word to me. Hey. That was nice. That was really nice.
So, what are you gonna do about that madman?
What are you gonna do?
You have the
You got a
baton,
baton.
I'm not going in there yet. I'll wait until he's calmed down a bit.
How can you calm down
How
someone
can you
like
calm him
him?
down?
He will calm down. Eventually, I guess.
Will he really calm down on his own?
And what do I know? I'm not a psychologist or whatever. Last time he escaped, I found him playing with a toy. I think it was an instrument for children. I was able to catch him thanks to that little distraction. But now, who knows? Eventually he'll collapse.
I was really hoping you would go in there with your trusty baton and get the guy.
Negotiate a raise for me? And I might consider that.
Okay. Okay.
I wish you could...
You are...
Okay.
I'll be going.
Let's try the red. We'll try the red. We'll try the red. We'll see what happens. And if nothing comes from it, then I'm going to look it up. I don't care. I need to know how to do this. Calm the guy down, you say. Calm him down. All right. Boop. Boop. Okay. Not that. Nope. Classic gold. Such elegant violins. B minor, relaxing variety piece. Flute solo from Florist was inspiring. Haunting. Is that what we want? Do we want haunting? Is that the vibe? We're going for haunting? This has got to be like a montage and me just going back and forth trying to figure out what song it is. I'm sure there was like, I don't know, an article somewhere. What am I going to do with that? I don't have time for articles. I have no more time for articles. Please, please let this be the song that makes this crazy man calm the f down. Yes! Yes! Oh, because it's a flute! Because we saw him playing with the tape recorder flute. The flute. Oh, that makes sense. I'm just an idiot. Now we can go 10 p.m. Oh my gosh. It's 10 p.m. Okay. Yeah. Remember how busy this place was back in the day? Patients gobbling their stew or rubbing it on their faces. I could almost hear the sound of the dishes clanking. You don't say. Alright guys, that's the end of this episode for Asylum. Ooh, is this game hard? But it is fun and very rewarding. I'm excited next time to use more of my brain power to explore the Asylum and figure out what actually happened to us and hopefully figure this all out. Bye-bye! I didn't like his teddy bear. Parents were cousins because we saw him playing with the tape recorder flute. The flute. Oh, that makes sense. I'm just an idiot.